Hey everybody, welcome to the real United States, and it's update time again on my cancer. I apologize, I still can't speak very clearly, but it's getting better. I was going to try and help. I did get a new prosthetic to form the roof of my mouth called an obturator.
He did get a new prosthetic to form the top of the roof of his mouth, and it's called an obturator.
Yeah, and
This is the second day that he's had it, so we're still trying to work with it and learn how to speak with it in his mouth, because it's a whole different animal.
yeah, it's big. It's really, pardon me there, it's really big, and it fills up the whole of the top of my mouth that they took out because it was full of cancer. So it's going to take me a while to learn to speak with it. They're going to have to rebuild it. It's going to be an ongoing process. I hope you can understand me until then.
Yeah, the obturator is basically like the top plate of a denture, but when you put a denture in, it goes in on the roof of your mouth, so that section that hits the roof of your mouth is nice and smooth, so it'll fit nicely. Well, he doesn't have a roof to his mouth, so they built up like a little mountain of, I'm not sure what it is.
Plastic.
A little mountain of plastic that fits up in his mouth to replace everything that was removed with the cancer. So it's like an upper plate with a mountain of stuff on top of it that you have to fit up into your mouth.
Okay, now this is not a joke, and it is not a costume. I have a hole in the side of my nose, roughly.
He's got a hole right here by the corner of his eye.
That's about that big around. And it's pretty unsightly. So I thought I would just cover it. Now, I'm going in next week, and they're going to give me a 5th surgery to close this hole before I start radiation. So eventually the hole will be closed and my eye will be back in place, because right now it's kind of up in my head and it looks bad. But we're working on it.
It's going to get better. We're not done yet. We're still in process. The good news is he still has the eye in his head, and for now he can see out of it. It's kind of working independently right now. It's giving him some double vision, but like I say, we're in process. We're working on it. It's going to take some time.
Now, as I just mentioned, I am going to need radiation therapy, about 6 weeks of it. And we knew this. But we've got some really, really, really great news. You want to tell them?
No, you tell him, honey.
You want to tell them?
No, it's your thing.
Okay.
You tell him.
I am not, repeat, not going to have chemotherapy in addition. So, we do the radiation, and that should be it. No chemo. I don't think I have ever been so happy and so relieved in my life. Beverly and I both just about cried when we got this news yesterday. And this is the first announcement. We've only told one other person. No chemo, and I am so very relieved, because this has been a lot. This has been a hell of a fight, the fight of my life, and you start getting tired, and if just one fight goes away, you feel renewed, rejuvenated, like, okay, I can do this. I can do the radiation. I can do the liquid diet. I can do it all if you just give me one little break, And we got that break.
Yeah, we got that break.
Now, speaking of diet, I am still on a liquid diet because I'm still trying to learn how to eat again. But I'm enjoying what I'm eating. It tastes good, and I don't mind the liquid. It's very much what I was doing before the surgery. And I have lost, since the surgery, I've lost 34 pounds?
32.
32 pounds as of yesterday. We haven't checked yet today. So I've lost 32 pounds. High protein diet. Also a lot of vegetable and fruit juices. And I'm feeling better. The weight is dumping off of me, which I needed anyway. Oh, here's an important one that my oncologist asked me yesterday, and I was a little surprised, and maybe you all wanted to know if I'd quit smoking. Duh. Yes. August 29th
Yes.
was I quit smoking. I haven't smoked since. And I'm thinking I probably won't. Well, yeah, I don't know. You take bets if you want, but I think I'm pretty well done with smoking. So I feel pretty good. Oh, go ahead.
And as a bonus, living in total terror mode for 2 weeks has a little bonus to it. Yeah, I've lost about 12 pounds, so
Yeah.
there you go.
Yeah, fear will take the weight off you. So, well, that and not sleeping right, and there's a lot of things that go on behind the scenes with somebody who has cancer that you don't get to be a part of. Even here, we can't share it all with you because
There's so much.
Just learning to stand again. And okay, we'd like to catch you up. There was, for those of you who don't know, things didn't go quite according to plan. So I'm going to rely on Bev to kind of reiterate this story, because I said 5 surgeries. Well, that's what this next one's going to be at number 5. She's going to explain why.
Okay, we're going to...
Okay, just briefly.
Let's start, and I'll try and run you through this briefly. We went in August 29th for the planned surgery, which was to go in and open up the face and take out the cancer, and simultaneously, while it's open, they took a piece out of his left leg to rebuild what they'd taken out, because this whole face bone here that y'all feel in front of your face ain't there no more. It's gone. And so they put part of his leg in there to form his face, so he would have a fake cheekbone there. And they connected it with blood vessels and stuff in his neck. The brilliant surgery. I don't understand it all. I think it's magical. Okay, so that was the first surgery. It's 14 and a half hours long. The oncologist came out and told me, yeah, we're good. We got 99.99% of it, which is all he ever tells anybody, because you never know when there's a stray cell. That's why we have to do radiation, but it's gone. For all practical purposes, he got it all. And then the reconstruction surgeon came out several hours later and said that he got everything done and it looked good and there was blood flow through it and everything looked really good. So by the time they got him into his room in ICU that night, it was after 11 p.m. and I was exhausted. I stayed there overnight, and the team of doctors came in at 6:30 in the morning. Everything was fine. They could detect a heartbeat, what they call a heartbeat, which is blood flow through this new implant that they put in. Everything was great. They came back at 8 a.m. They could no longer detect blood flow going through it, and they immediately rushed him back in for a second surgery to find a way to get blood flow through that. Now, on the second surgery, on the second day, they went into his right leg and took a piece of vein out of his right leg so that they would have a vein where that was big enough to get blood flow through, and they opened up his neck again and everything and reconnected things to get good blood flow through so that this transplant would be viable. Okay, day 2, back out of surgery. We're doing good. I went home that night for a few hours, got about 4 hours sleep, came back. I was back by 6:30 the next morning to catch the team. Everything was going good. They came back in at 8. They do double rounds on patients that they consider special type patients that are out of the ordinary, which his surgery was. And they came back in at 8 o'clock and they went, yeah, okay, we got blood flow still through this, but what is that bulge in his neck? And they went, uh-oh, he's got an internal bleed and his neck, the blood was all being caught in his neck. So I swear, within 5 minutes, there was 8 new people in that room. And the doctor looked at me and I said, go. Don't worry about me, just go.
This is now surgery number 3.
This is surgery number 3 in 3 days.
A rough week.
So they got in there and took care of that. They got in there and they sealed up a few minor things. They couldn't find anything major bleeding. That was when they put the trach tube in. They wanted to make sure that he had a way to breathe just in case something else went a little squirrely. They wanted to make sure that he could breathe. And so, okay, that's day 3. All right, we wake him up that evening, late that evening, like, I don't know, 3 in the morning, something. That was another night I didn't go home. And so then we got day 3, then we count 5 days after that, and that would be the 6th day of when they put the implant in his face. And they decide at that point that there's not enough blood flow going through it, and it doesn't appear as though the implant is taking. Guess what, folks? Surgery number 4. Okay, so they take him back to surgery. Surgery number 4. They take everything out because it did not take and it was rotting in his face, and that, rotting flesh inside your body's not good. So they take it all out and they fix it all up, and they put antibiotic packing in it, and they put a temporary piece in it to create a partial palate for him, and they put a PICC line in his left arm because by this time the veins in his hands and left arm are failing, and they want to make sure that they have a way to make sure that he gets the medication and antibiotics he needs. They don't need veins failing at this point. Oh yeah, and I forgot, during the first surgery, they also put a tube down his nose so that they could feed him through the tube into his stomach.
And boy, howdy, was that thing uncomfortable. I had that until the day I left the hospital, but that hurt.
And so we had 4 surgeries in about 7 or 8 days. And then he spent a couple more days in ICU recovering, and then they moved us to a regular room for a few days. And we ended up checking out about 5 o'clock Tuesday, 2 weeks to the day that we checked in.
And that was the last video where I said, hey, I'm home, I'm alive, I still have my mask on, and that was where we left off last time.
Right.
Okay, so that's where the four surgeries came from. This 5th surgery will be, they're going to make an incision here, and they're going to take some of this flesh and push it around, bring it down to close up this great big hole in the side of my nose and stitch it up. And once that heals, then they will start the radiation regimen. Plus, they got to rebuild this eye socket.
Right. Plus, we're going to be seeing some reconstruction surgeons here soon. They're trying to get the two reconstruction surgeons together with an operating room in either of two different hospitals, and as soon as all three of those things can come together, then we'll have that fifth surgery, and that'll be taken care of.
So I'm sorry we haven't been making updates more often, but things have been changing pretty quick. That's one. Like, the operator was 2 days ago, and then yesterday I just got the staples out of my head from surgeries I didn't even know I had. And I'm still trying to learn to speak. I'm still trying to learn to eat and drink. And I'm tired because it wasn't just this one surgery. Both legs have had surgery, plus my throat, my face, my head. They've done a lot of cutting on me. I'm exhausted. It's very tough for me to get the energy to do this.
And when we got home, it was more peaceful and more quiet than in a hospital, but everybody knows that. But we were still on a 4-hour pain medication regimen. So we were only getting about 3 hours and a half sleep at a time because you're up every 4 hours to make sure he's getting the pain medication that he needs.
Yeah.
So we're getting some sleep, but not a lot.
Not much.
We have now had 2 nights sleep, so I'm thinking about being human, but I'm not sure yet.
But things are changing very, very quickly. Next Tuesday, I go back to see the dentist again to have this obturator, worked on. And then, of course, I'm going to have the surgery on my face because of the hole. I'm meeting with the eye doctor about rebuilding the eye socket, so maybe I can actually use this eye. So a lot of stuff going on, folks, but again, we're awfully tired and awfully busy, so I apologize for that, but we're doing the best we can. Anything else you want to add there?
No, we're doing good. We're hanging in there. The doctors looked at the leg wounds and everything. They're pleased with the way everything's healing. Everything's progressing along fine.
Oh, yes, and I can stand, and I can walk.
And he walks under his own power.
Under my own power.
No walker, no wheelchair, no nothing.
I can shower myself. I can, take care of my own toiletries. Which is a lot when I couldn't in the hospital. Matter of fact, when I got home, I couldn't walk without holding on to something. I now can walk, just walk. So in about 8 days, I've gotten that much stronger. So it's coming back. It's coming back relatively quickly. It seems like an eternity to me, but
it's coming back. He's getting better.
So anyway, I know a lot of you were curious how I was doing, how we were doing. We're doing good. We've probably never been so in love in all our lives. That's one thing about a crisis. It brings you together.
Yep, it does.
It really does. So I thank you so much for your support. I can't see you real well, so it's difficult for me to respond to your comments. I'm sorry about that if I'm a little lax. We're doing the best we can, folks, but by all means, keep commenting. We love hearing from you.
Yeah.
We'll try to get to them as we can.
We're hoping that after the fifth surgery, when that heals and everything, that he'll be able to wear his glasses.
Yes,
because
that will help.
They did not want him to wear his glasses because there is this little hole in there, which is a normal thing for this type of operation.
This little hole is about a half an inch in diameter.
Not quite that big, but it's pretty big.
It's pretty big.
But they don't want you wearing your glasses until everything heals because they don't want you pulling that skin down, making it a bigger hole.
Right.
So that's why he can't see, is because he can't wear his glasses on doctor's orders.
So if you don't hear from me, it's not that I don't love you anymore. It's I just can't do as much responding. So thanks so much, everybody, for joining us. I hope this helps. I hope you can see that I am feeling better. I'm feeling stronger. I'm coming around. It's just taking some time. It's going to take months and months, but it's going to be a little bit of time. We're going to get there. We're going to get there. So thanks so much for joining us, for sticking with us, and well, as always, thank you for watching.
Thanks, guys.